Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Yogini Steph. My name is Yogini Steph. I hope you're well today. So today what we're going to be doing is yoga for complete beginners. So, never fear, Steph is here. Right, let's sit ourselves up nice and tall in a nice easy seat position, whatever easy seat means for you today. It could be here, it could be legs out nice and long. Maybe you want to sit on a pillow instead for a bit more extra comfort, especially if your knees are a bit up here. It's nice to just elevate the hips. Okay, so lifting ourselves up nice and tall, hands on our laps, lifting up through the crown of the head. But try not to stick your chin out. Just imagining you're resting your chin on a shelf, lifting up nice and tall, stacking the vertebrae on top of each other, rounding down through the seat bones. Just imagining roots going out the soles of your feet, growing out of your seat bones as well, sinking down, down deep to the earth's core. So we're nice and connected to the earth, connected to the universe. Relax the shoulders, back and down away from the ears. Feel free to flutter the eyes closed or take a soft gaze to the floor. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Any thoughts of the outside world pop into your mind? Just observe them. Sorry. And let them pass on by like a cloud in the wind without any judgments. Sometimes doing yoga the first time can feel a little bit silly, but we're in this together. I got you. We all start somewhere. Okay, finding softness in your body. Releasing any tension you might be holding on to. And with each exhale, just relaxing your muscles. Unclenching your glutes. Unclenching your jaw, letting your tongue rest at the base of your mouth. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Noticing your breath and body connection, feeling your belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale. Feeling your ribcage expand as you inhale and contract as you exhale. Feeling your chest lift as you inhale and contract as you exhale. Feeling that nice expansion and contraction going around your body. Wiggling your fingers and toes, blinking the eyes open if they're not there yet already. Hands coming down by your sides. Inhale, right fingers up to the sky, dropping your shoulder away from the ear. Exhale, side stretch, pressing your left hand into the mat. So we're not tipping, we're distributing the weight between our seat bones nice and evenly. Maybe you can pull that top arm back, rotating your heart up to the sky. If it's available for you, you can look up to the sky as well. If not, you can look ahead or down to the floor. Just feeling that nice side stretch. Inhale, fingers up to the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands behind you. Left hand to right knee. If you feel like you're leaning back a little bit, you can always place your hand on a block behind you to help you lift up nice and tall. Wherever you are today, deep breath in Still maintaining that lift in the spine. And exhale, twisting, gazing over your back shoulder. Each inhale, we come out slightly to lift. Exhale, we twist, turning vertebrae by vertebrae, waist moves, chest moves, back shoulder, and lastly, our head. Keep it going. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Last time. Inhale. And exhale, twist. Lovely. Coming back to center. Switching sides. Inhale, left fingers up to the sky. Dropping the shoulder away from the ear. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Nice side stretch. Again, fingers nice and wide. Pressing into the mat. Drawing that top arm back. Rotating your heart up to the sky. Don't force a stretch. Never force a stretch in yoga. Yoga is not a competition. We're just observing our bodies without judgment. Always observing without judgment. Inhale, lifting your fingers up to the sky. Exhale, bringing your hands behind you. Right hand, left knee, lifting up nice and tall. Deep breath in. Again, feel free to rest your fingers on a block or on a pillow if you feel like you're leaning back a bit. Wherever you are, deep breath in. Exhale, twisting, gazing over your back shoulder, moving vertebrae by vertebrae. Each inhale, we come out slightly to lift. Exhale, we twist, waist moves, chest moves, back shoulder, and lastly our head. Keep it going. Lovely. One more inhale. And exhale. Coming back to center. Lovely. Gonna hop up onto all fours. Into our tabletop position. So wrists under shoulders. Knees under hips. Knees hip distance apart. Taking a quick gaze between your knees. If your feet are a bit too close together, bring them a bit further apart so our feet are in line with our knees. Gazing between your hands. Try not to sink that belly down. Try and stay nice and long all the way out through the crown of the head, out through our tailbone. Imagine you're being pulled in two directions on a string. Lovely. Pressing into the fingertips, elbows the hands, back of the knuckles, not clawing our mats. And inhale, dropping our belly, chest up, chin up, looking up, tailbone up. Exhale, chin to chest, curl the spine, push the mat away from you. Inhale, dropping our belly, chest up, chin up, looking up, tailbone up. Exhale, chin to chest, curl the spine, push the mat away from you. Inhale, dropping our belly into our cow pose. Looking up. Exhale, chin to chest, curl the spine into our cat pose. Keeping it going with your own breath. Last cat-cow. Dropping our belly, lovely, looking up. Exhale, chin to chest, curl the spine. And meeting back in our tabletop position. Lovely, extending our right leg behind us. Bring it to the bottom left corner of your mat. Gazing over your left shoulder. Pushing into your heel. Breathing. Lovely. Don't push yourself. Shouldn't be feeling any sharp pains or shooting pains. If you are, come out of the position. Excellent. Gazing between our hands, coming back to all fours. Ankles in line with our knees, switching sides, extending your left leg behind you, bringing it to the bottom right corner of the mat, gazing over your right shoulder. Pressing into the heel. Nice little hamstring stretch here. Lovely. Gazing between your hands, coming back to all fours. Bringing your hips to your heels. Walking your hands forward. Nice big stretch. Excellent. Feeling it in the arms, the spine. Excellent. Lifting ourselves all the way up. Tucking your toes. Bringing your hips to your heels. Pressing into your mat. Fingertips, back of the knuckles. Elbows of the hands. Lifting those knees off the floor. Hips up nice and high. Into your downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. Feel free to invite a bit of movement here, bending one knee than the other, walking the dog or pedaling the feet. Lovely. Aiming your chest towards your thighs in that direction. Pressing into the fingertips, back of the knuckles, elbows or hands, not putting your weight into your shoulders. Sometimes as beginners or just in general, we tend to come a little bit forward, but we want to be nice and even, ears between biceps. Feel free to take a deep bend in the knees, come into stillness. Heels don't have to touch the floor, especially if you've got tight hamstrings, or if it's available for you, you can bring your heels to the floor. Drawing your belly button in and up, gazing between the toes, or in between the thighs. Bringing the toes slightly inwards, not all the way, just a little bit. Breathing, might be a little bit much, but you've got this, nice and strong. Lovely. Gazing towards the top of the mat, walking towards the top of the mat, staying in our forward fold, our Uttanasana. Feel free to sway side to side. Gaze into the floor. If you feel a little bit dizzy, any blood pressure problems, if you've got any sinus problems going on, if you've got cold, if not, melting the crown of the head towards the floor. Keeping a nice deep bend in the knees if you want to. Maybe it feels good to hold on to the elbows. Pushing your elbows into your hands, creating space across your scapula. Unclenching your jaw. Give your head a nice little yes. Give it a little no. And come in to stillness. Lovely. Releasing your hands to the floor. Pressing into your feet. Really putting your weight into your feet. We're going to slowly lifting ourselves up, ragdoll style. So we're lifting up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. Relaxing the shoulders back and down. So feet can either be together or hip distance apart. 10 toes forward, heels behind. I say this because sometimes we stand more in a penguin pose. So 10 toes forward, heels behind, feet parallel to each other. So we're lifting up through the arches of the feet, the kneecaps, tilting our pelvis slightly forward, lifting up through our chest, crown of the head nice and tall, but not sticking our chin out. Just imagining you're resting your chin on a shelf, grounding down through the back body, grounding down through the soles of the feet. Lovely. Inhale, arms up to the sky, crow above our heads. Looking up to our thumbs. Exhale, forward fold, relax, 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 relax. Bend your knees, prayer kisses the floor. Inhale, hands to shins or thighs, flat back, gaze in ahead, drawing your belly button in and up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor, big step back with our right leg, followed by our left leg, into our plank pose. So hips aren't up too high, with a nice straight line, pushing the mat away from you, zipping up through the thighs. Inhale here, exhale, dropping our knees, chest comes down, chin, belly, untucking our toes. Elbows in by our sides, press into our pelvis, press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lifting up into our baby cobra, gazing ahead, chest off the floor. Lovely, bringing it down. Exhale, tucking our toes, pushing into our heels, bringing your hips to your heels. Lift your knees, downward facing dog. Again, bending one knee, then the other. Walking the dog, pedaling the feet. Pressing into the fingertips, not clawing. Lovely, pressing into the back of the knuckles, L's the hands, taking your weight out of your wrists. Feel free to sway those hips, gazing towards your toes or in between your thighs. Nice and long in our spine. Come into stillness again. Don't force the heels to touch the floor. If the heels don't touch, you can keep the knees nice and bent. Hips up nice and high. Thumb up to the sky. Lovely. You can either take a big step forward to the top of the mat with your right foot, or we can drop our knees to the floor, taking a big step forward with our right foot. If the foot doesn't quite reach, holding onto our ankle, bringing it to the top of the mat, so our foot is between our hands, tucking our back toe, lifting that knee off the floor. We're going to spring to the top of the mat, straight into our half lift. Don't worry if you wobble, it's all good. Lovely, gazing ahead, and exhale back to our forward fold. Pressing into our feet, standing up, big angel wings, prayer above our head. Looking up to our thumbs. Exhale, bring it down through the centre by our sides, back to our mountain pose. Again, feet either together or hip distance apart, 10 toes forward, heels behind, feet parallel to each other. So we're not penguins today. You can be a penguin later if you like. Lifting up through the arches of the feet. The knees, tilting our pelvis slightly forward, bit of belly engagement, lifting up through the chest, crown of the head, imagining you're resting your chin on the shelf, grounding down through the back body, soles of the feet really pressing into the earth, relaxing your shoulders, backing down away from the ears, hands by your sides. Inhale, arms up to the sky, prayer above our head, looking up to our thumbs. Exhale, forward fold, relax, 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 relax. Bend the knees, prayer kisses the floor. Inhale, hands to shins or thighs, flat back, looking ahead. Lovely. Exhale, hands to the floor. Big step back with our left leg, followed by our right leg. Into our plank pose, switching those belly muscles on. Maybe feel a little bit of fire going on. Really push the mat away from you. Try not to sink into your shoulders. Inhale here, exhale, dropping our knees, chest to the floor, chin to the floor, belly to the floor, untucking the toes, bringing your elbows in by your sides. Inhale, looking ahead of you, chest off the floor, featherlight touching our hands. So by that I mean if you lifted your hands off the floor, you're still staying in the same position. Lovely. And exhale, bringing it all the way down, tucking your toes, pushing into your hands, hips to your heels, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Again, feel free to invite a bit of movement, toes facing slightly inwards, breathing, chest towards thigh, thumb up to the sky. then come into stillness. Press into the fingertips, back of the knuckles, elbows of the hands, shoulders away from knees, drawing your navel in and up, your rib, your spine. Lovely. Again, you can take a big step forward with your left foot, or we can drop onto our knees, taking a big step forward with our left foot. The left foot doesn't quite make it. Grabbing your ankle, bringing it all the way to the top of the mat. So it comes in between our hands, knee over ankle. Tucking our back toe, lifting that knee, springing to the top of the mat. Straight into our halfway lift. Hands to shins or thighs. Flat back, looking ahead. Don't worry if you spring too far. It's fine, we all do it. Drawing your belly button in and up. Tensing those belly muscles. Exhale back to your forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Standing all the way up, prayer above our head. Lovely. Looking up to our thumbs. Exhale, bringing it down through the centre by our sides. Inhale, arms up to the sky, prayer above our head. Exhale, forward fold. Relax, 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 relax. Brain kisses the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, looking ahead. Belly button in and up. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the floor. Stepping back, coming onto your knees. Big toes together, knees mat distance apart. Hips to your heels, relaxing your head down. If that doesn't feel right for you today, you can always stack the hands. Rest your forehead on your hands. If you have a pillow or a block nearby, you can rest your forehead on your pillow or on your block. Up to you. Send in the directions of the inhale to the back of your lungs. So you're feeling a nice expansion and contraction in the back of your lungs. Gives you a bit more room to breathe. So when we don't do that, we feel our breathing is a bit compressed, so it's a bit tighter to breathe. But when you send the direction to the back of the lungs, using that visualization, we've got a bit more room to go. Breathing in and out through the back body, which is sending the direction of the breath to the back of the lungs. Lovely. Pressing into our hands. Walking our hands all the way back. If you've got a block, removing it to the side. Sweeping your legs round. Bringing your legs out nice and long. Just shaking those knees out. Patting your knees. Giving it a nice sweep. Lovely, one more sweep. Lovely, arms up to the sky. Inhale here, lifting up through the sideways, nice and tall, flexing your feet towards you. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Hands landing wherever they want to land today. So they can land on our shins. They can land on our ankles. Don't force yourself to touch your toes. It's not important to touch your toes. We are just wherever we are today. Feeling that length in the spine. Melting your chest towards your thighs. Don't yank onto your legs or your ankles or your feet. Shouldn't be feeling any tension, no clenching in the jaw. We're just resting our hands. Nice little resting position. Lovely. Walking our hands all the way back. Head comes up last. Soles of the feet to the floor. Coming onto our backs. Hands by your sides, palms facing down. Bring your hands right close into you, right next to you. Walking your heels up towards your glutes. So our feet are about hip distance apart. Usually some people, we think our hips are wider than what they actually are. So just bones are in line, not going by the flesh. Lovely. Pressing into your hands, pressing into your feet, gazing up to the sky, tilting your tailbone up to the sky. Lift those hips up, squeezing your glutes in, lifting up vertebrae by vertebrae, pressing into your hands, pressing into your feet. Keep looking at the sky, let your shoulder blades run down your spine. Squeezing those glutes, protecting our back, strengthening our back muscles. Lovely, and bring it all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae, hips land, untuck the tailbone, bringing both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little rock side to side. And come into stillness. Arms can come to a T shape above your heads or resting on your ribs. We're going to bring both knees over to the left-hand side. And just noticing the higher the knees, the higher the twist in the spine. The lower the knees, the lower the twist in the spine. Keeping both shoulder blades on the floor as best you can. You can gaze up to the sky or over your opposite shoulder. Softening the jaw, nice and relaxed. Lovely, and gazing up to the sky, lifting your knees all the way up through centre, bringing them over to the other side. Again, keeping both shoulder blades on the floor, nice and heavy in our left shoulder. You can look to the sky, look over the opposite shoulder, or if none of that's available for you today, you can look in the same direction as your knees. This side might feel a bit different to the other, that's perfectly natural, perfectly normal in yoga. Don't force anything, unclenching your jaw. Gazing up to the sky, lifting your knees up through centre. Give yourself one more big hug. And nice big explosion. Legs out nice and long. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. If you've got any lower back problems, it might feel a bit more comfortable to have the soles of the feet to the floor. So we haven't got any space between our lower back and the mat. Everything is touching, so you feel a little bit more supported. Doesn't feel right, but if it doesn't feel right, you can always have your hands on your belly or on your heart. So one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. But for full Shavasana, legs out nice and long, arms by our sides, palms facing up. And just closing your eyes, coming to rest, relaxing all the muscles in your body. Letting the energy settle, melting into the earth. Taking a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Starting to wiggle the fingers and toes. Blinking the eyes open if they're not there yet already. Circling your wrists and your ankles. Maybe you want to take a stretch or give yourself a nice big hug. And rolling onto your favourite sides, using your top arm to push you all the way up to a nice easy seat position. Head comes up last, usually have a bit of blood rush going on in our head. Lovely, hands coming to prayer in front of heart centre. Really pressing your hands together, feeling that connection between your hands, your connection with yourself, and just give yourself some gratitude, give yourself some love, especially if this is your first ever yoga class, and if it is, welcome to yoga. It's a long, long journey and you're going to love it. It's so much fun. So, feel free to join me in an Om. If not, you can listen or you can say it to yourself silently in your mind. Deep breath in if you want to join me in an Om. And namaste. Thank you so much for coming. Give yourself a big clap, especially if this is your first yoga class. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very honoured that you chose this video. Thank you so much. I have a playlist of other videos, gentle yoga, yin yoga, vinyasa, whatever. I've got a big variety going on. So like and subscribe to the channel, and namaste. I will see you in the next one. Bye.